What was that term that Charlie Sheen used to use? Oh yeah, winning. I love it. This is an article in the publication Quartz. I love it, man. When you see stuff like this, it's like when they're that hard pressed to tell you you're doing things wrong, chances are you're doing things right. The social elections. Your political Facebook posts aren't changing how your friends think, by Ashley Rodriguez. Okay. Right? If we go all the way back to the Ron Paul moment and all that stuff, and people try to say, well, he was a congressman, so he used the political process. No. It wasn't the political process. If you look at the state of the U.S., as far as freedom goes, are they any freer today because of Ron Paul? No. Zero. So it wasn't the fact that he was a congressman for 30 plus years, 3 decades. So he didn't bring about real freedom in the U.S. Right? No. Because even in his own constituency, right, there might have been some semblance where he prevented a little bit, some minor thefts from taking place, right? But the federal government, the central planners, still get to override and overrule anything a lowly congressman or liberty-loving politician could ever do. No. What actually helped bring about, and if people are honest about it, and I even myself will admit, Ron Paul helped to bring me to actually being a genuine libertarian, a genuine voluntarist, anarchist. It wasn't because he's a politician, right? It was because when I watched the media, as they were portraying him, right? It was what he was speaking about the fundamental principles and philosophy of liberty. That's what intrigued us all. And to lie, to pretend that that's not the case, it's just bullshit. It wasn't the fact that he was a politician. It was the fact that he was speaking truth to reason. And if you look at even nowadays, what he's saying is basically he's saying anarchists, genuine libertarians, voluntarists, that's where you want to be. He was basically saying, don't use the state, or if you're going to use the state, the best case scenario that you could possibly do is to try to somewhat build a tiny barrier against an overwhelming force. Because that's what we've seen played out in real life. Not Canada, the Libertarian Party of Canada, like, please, fuck, most people don't even know it exists. But even in the U.S., Libertarian Central, libertarians in the political sense, on the political stage, haven't brought about any genuine liberty. What they're doing, and this is the thing, all they needed was a stage, a platform to espouse, to spew their message. That's really what we're talking about. They just needed people to hear the message. That's it. You just need a platform to be able to hear the message. It wasn't the political aspect of it. It wasn't the fact that he was a politician, right? It's just the fact that he was speaking truth to reason, logically consistent narratives, proper philosophical principles, right? That's why most people have come to accept and embrace genuine libertarian philosophy and what it means to be genuinely and truly free. It's not the political stage. It's the truth. It's speaking truth to reason. But yet, here we are. Like I say, when you're doing good, they want to try to chop you down as best they can, the propagandists. Those who are against liberty, or those who oppose liberty, will always try to fight you every step of the way. And because they can't do it physically, without using an army or a police force, if they try to do it in any way, they'll try to do it verbally. They'll try to use legalese or lawyer speak or twisting and distorting of narratives to confuse and confound you. But let me read this article. It's very not big at all, but it may be hard to resist airing political grievances or appealing to voters on social media during a U.S. presidential race as heated as this one. This is the modern one, 2016. Trump versus Hillary, right? But no one wants to hear about your politics, least of all on Facebook. Really? Because I've seen so many people that have come to learn, understand, and embrace the philosophical principles of liberty wholly on social media sites like Facebook and YouTube and Reddit or Twitter. They want to reject that, right? Because that's what it is they're portraying, they're conveying what, because if you're a collectivist, you're losing. You're losing the battle for the minds of the masses. So they're probably looking as, social media doesn't help us. Well, of course it doesn't, because you're liars. You're propagandists. You're tricksters. You believe in mysticism. The people that tell the truth, oh yes. Believe me. Like I said, if you look back, even from go back to 2008 to 2016, that's only 8 years, less than a decade. But I can tell you, even just in my own inner circle, people that I know personally, or even in social media, I see a dramatic change in their perceptions regarding central planning governments. I see a major change in their willingness to accept and embrace the proper philosophical principles of liberty and reject statism, the religion, the cult of government, right? So actually it works quite well. Maybe they just suck. Maybe like I say, maybe the author of this is just, they suck at doing what they do because they're a bunch of liars, because they have so many contradictions rolling in their mind. Of course, well, if you try to speak with both sides of your mouth, you probably won't work out too well in the modern age of information to spew your bullshit. Anyways, those long rants about how Trump is a bully and a buffoon, Hillary is a crook and conspiring against Bernie Sanders has doomed America forever aren't changing voters' minds, a new study found. What study? Whatever. But a staggering 94% of Republicans, 92% of Democrats, and 85% of independents on Facebook say they have never been swayed by a political post, according to Rantic, a firm that sells social media followers. So, they sell followers? First of all, how do you sell followers? Either you naturally, instinctively want to follow something. Like I said, so central planners. Yeah. Well, what, your poll didn't tell you reality? Really? Like I say, these fuckers function in this little sphere, and they're like, anything outside that sphere, they don't understand it. It's like a different language to them. Let them live in that little delusional sphere, that little bubble, because leave them in there. Shh. Don't wake them up. Leave them the fuck in there and let the rest of us do what we got to do. The firm surveyed 10,000 Facebook users who self-identified as Republicans, Democrats, or Independents, Wired reported. Well, were they paid? A firm that sells... So are they paid to think one way? Because you sell them. I mean... I don't even know how far you want to go into that stuff, but has a political post ever changed your view? So they put all these charts, right? Here's the little chart. Look, with a bunch of bars on it. Independents, 15%. Democrats and Republicans, 8 and 6%. Has a political post ever changed your view on an issue? Share of Facebook users who said yes is this poll. So independents, 15%. So independents were all... the fact that they're already independents, right? They're independents already, but has a political post ever changed your view on an issue? So even independents at a 15%, which is, it's a decent number. It's not gigantic by any shape of the imagination, but 15%, that's pretty good, right? They've had their political, or their mind changed, their political perception changed based on a Facebook view 15% of the time. So, hey, not gigantic, not a majority by any stretch of the imagination, but I deal with 15%. 15% is pretty fucking good as far as I'm concerned. Even Democrats, 8%, and Republicans, 6%. So, on one hand, they're saying, this shit social media doesn't do anything, but yet then they offer fucking statistics that actually are contrary to the kind of narrative they're putting forth. Yes, it's not going to happen overnight. Jesus Christ, this kind of fucking shit takes time to break free out of their indoctrinated mindset that has been hammered into their head for decades since they were little small children. Yeah, it takes a little while, motherfuckers. Takes a little while. But it will happen. But don't look at the fact that it's only been a very short time frame in comparison to the amount of times that they've been propagandized or indoctrinated. So yeah, right now we're not winning the full fucking war. But the battles for the minds, we're winning battles constantly. And even your goddamn own statistics are proving that. Little battle here and there. Every win's a win. Chalk that up. It'll only get better. Trust me. The only thing those opinionated election posts are doing are damaging your friendships. Well, that's a good thing. Because I don't want, yes, it is actually, now that I fully accept and embrace freedom, totally, it has damaged some relationships in my life. But the only relationships it has damaged are the relationships with the fucking people that want to use force, coercion, theft, and oppression to dictate my life. I don't mind losing those friendships. I'm quite happy to. I'm actually quite happy to learn who my enemies truly are. That way I know who I have to go against. Once again, fucking fail. Nearly 1/3 of Facebook users surveyed said social media. 1/3. 1/3. So 33%. Not even close to a majority there either, are they? Nearly 1/3 of Facebook users surveyed said social media is not an appropriate forum for political discussions. It's social media. So political discussions. Politics surround us and it has and interferes in every aspect of our life. But we're not supposed to talk about it. What the fuck? Like I said, this is propaganda right here, man. And they're trying to use charts and statistics to fucking propagandize your mind. I hope you don't fall for it. And if you watch my videos, you won't. And respondents from each political affiliation admitted they've unfriended people on Facebook because of their political posts. Good for you. Good for fucking you. Because that's the only way. If you're status friends, if you unfriend them and you don't hang around with them, and you think about the people that aren't status, we're the coolest, strongest, most independent, hardworking. I mean, yeah. So if they want to get rid of us out of their life, who's going to lose the most in that separation, right? Jesus. Have you unfriended someone because of a political post? And they're making another chart of that, too. Oh, Democrats, 18%. Republicans, 12%. Independents, 8%. Or 9%, sorry. So that's good. In reality, what that tells me is Democrats. That means if they're unfriended, that means there's a whole lot more Democrats that have had friends that are turning to the good side, right? Either that or as long as they haven't turned to the dark side of right-wing politics, maybe most of the Democrats are just have a lot of people that are now turned to libertarianism. Understand that, oh, yeah, we don't need a master. That's a good thing. I look at that in a positive light. Even more users surveyed said they've judged others based on their political views. Well, of course you should judge others based on that doesn't bode well for those who have turned Facebook into their personal political pulpits. Jesus. Yes, it does. Once again, where do they come up? It's a great thing. These are things that have to happen. We're not all going to be one big happy family if we're trying to end the religion of statism. If a lot or if a majority or even a large percentage of people believe in the religion of statism, yes, there's going to be some hardships, some bad feelings, right? Between the fact that we're trying to break them free from their indoctrinated mindset of believing in rulers and masters. Yeah, that's all part of the transitional process, right? Ah, Jesus. Here we go. Do you judge people based on their political opinions? Of course you judge people based on their political opinions. Fuck. Do you judge people based on whether they want to steal from you or not? Well, yeah. Republicans, 61%. Democrats, 53%. Independents, 34%. So once again, that's good. That's a good thing. With politics dominating social media in the lead up to the election, online efforts to avoid politics altogether have also sprung up. Facebook groups are advocating keeping politics off Facebook, and tools are being used to read news feeds of unwelcome political posts. National law enforcement officials also reportedly warned at least one man on Facebook to be careful about what he says on social media. Still, many Facebook users can't seem to resist putting their politics out there for all to judge. About a third of users surveyed said they have voiced political views on their social network. And then the last one is, have you ever expressed political views on social media? Republicans 39, Democrats 34, and Independents 26. But once again, like pure fucking propaganda. But like I say, winning when you have people that are trying to, or even putting out articles to try to suggest that you have no sway, well, it's probably because you actually do have sway. And you know this in your own personal life. Anyone that, you know, even people that have gone one way or the form, you know, after the Ron Paul thing, some people went to libertarianism, some people, I don't know, for some reason they went to socialism or whatever. But if you think about it, the detractors of the established political process from both the left side of the spectrum and the right side, right? Or anywhere in between. Because to me, I hate divvying things up to the left and the right. But I mean, our brain's functional in that way, right? But if you think about it, they're all Bernie Sanders lovers, you know, Ron Paul supporters. The largest percentage of people that are disenfranchised with the system have come about that, not because of mainstream media. If we all just listen to television, if the internet didn't exist, do you think any of this would be happening? No. It has happened because of social media, because of platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Google, you know, Reddit, Twitter, whatever. But to suggest even the collectivists, even when you see that they're gaining some people in their ranks, well, it's because of political posts, right? So to suggest even one way or the other is just complete bullshit. Of course, what you do. But they're just trying to tell you, stop doing what you do. Stop doing what you do. Shh. That's their way of saying, shut the fuck up. Well, you know what? You tell me to shut the fuck up, I'm going to speak even more. Even louder. I'm going to be even more boisterous. So, yeah. Nice try. Not really. I'd like to give you an E for effort. But, in reality, I'll give you an F for fail. It's Canadian Libertarian. And I love liberty.